Howdy! In this video, we're going to simplify this trig expression, sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. So there's more than one way to do this, and really the secret to simplifying it is to just try something. So what we're going to try, and this is again not the only way, is the technique that's common for adding fractions, getting a common denominator. So since cosine theta and 1 plus sine theta have no common factors, we're just going to multiply them together to get that common denominator. So we have sine theta over cosine theta. We're going to multiply that by the other denominator over itself. 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. Then we're going to add on to that cosine of theta over 1 plus sine of theta. We're going to multiply that one by, let's add parentheses around that 1 plus sine theta. We're going to multiply that one by cosine of theta over cosine of theta. Okay. Now we need to actually add the fractions, right? So we have a common denominator on both of them. So let's add them together. Let's do the denominator first because it is just the denominator we see there. Both of them say cosine theta times parentheses 1 plus sine theta. The order you write the factors does not matter. I'm just doing it in that order. All right, on top we have sine theta times 1 plus sine theta. And you can write it like that, or you can go ahead and simplify. And by that, I mean distribute. So I think I'll go ahead and distribute because we're going to have to anyways. So we have sine of theta times the 1 plus sine theta times sine theta. We can write that as sine squared theta. So that's the first numerator right here is here. Okay, that's plus the second numerator is cosine theta times cosine theta, which is cosine squared theta. Now, when you look at this, hopefully you know your identities well enough to notice that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, that's the Pythagorean identity. That's equal to 1. And so we can replace that by 1. So our numerator becomes sine theta plus 1. And the denominator has not changed. It is still over cosine theta times 1 plus sine of theta. And even though, remember, order of addition matters, right? So even though they look different, sine theta plus 1, 1 plus sine theta, that's the same thing. That's the same factor divided by itself. So those cancel, leaving us with 1 over cosine theta, which is equivalent to just secant theta. So clearly that's about as simple as this one's going to get. We have simplified that trig expression. And I would encourage you to try it another way. If you can think creatively, maybe there's other ways you could do this. All right, that's it for this video.